Hello everyone, well it's time to discuss the privacy nightmare that is Grammarly. So Grammarly is an online spelling and grammatical checker which you can add to your browser or Microsoft Office, and I think there's even an add-on for Android phones for a keyboard. So the way Grammarly works, it transmits your data to Amazon servers in America, which this American company can look at. They can show you grammatical and spelling mistakes. They can highlight them in whatever application you're using. So that's the concept of it. Now, the key thing here is what they're doing with the data. So if you're just simply writing an email to your friends or family, then who cares where this data is going to go? And quite simply, if it is just for you as an individual, probably not much of a problem. Not much of a problem at all. But in the enterprise environment, well, this is a different story entirely. Enterprises have intellectual property. Intellectual property they may not want shared with the world. So if that's the case, you may certainly want to avoid a Grammarly at work. But thanks to a massive advertising campaign, we know people want this. And this is a thing we're going to have to fight against. Yeah. I think about 25% of the company I work at actually think they desperately need this and that it's the best thing ever. Normally taking a look at a tool like this, I would actually see what data they're collecting, but we know how it's functioning, so we know they're taking the data. So in this case, actually looking at it doesn't really help us. But what we can do is read through the privacy policy and terms and conditions. Taking a look at some of the privacy policy does show you they are collecting personal data. Depends what you've written about. They can't decide what is and isn't personal data. Information we collect, so user content is consists of all text, documents or other content or information uploaded, entered or otherwise transmitted by you in connection with your use of the services and or software. They may collect your names of contacts if you're using the Grammarly keyboard. But let's take more of a look at this. The terms and conditions is incredibly wordy, but focusing on this part here, user content. In fact, I'm going for the second paragraph. By uploading or entering any user content, you give Grammarly and those it works with a non-exclusive, worldwide, royalty-free and fully paid, transferable and sub-licensable, perpetual and irreversible license to copy, store and use your user content in connection with the provision of software and the services to improve algorithms. So yes, they may say that they're improving the algorithms, but they have a copy of your work. Fully paid enterprise users can restrict the level of data that Grammarly keeps, depending on what contract you negotiate with them. But there it is. You're literally handing over your works to another company. And I have to say, for what? The free version only gives you grammar and spelling checks, and yes, you can pay for a premium version. The pay-for version costing what? $30 a month? Or either $59 or $139 US? What? So how much does this compare to the cost of Microsoft Office? You can get a personal license of Office 365 for $70, and that's an entire Office suite, not just a glorified spelling and grammar checker. So I had to try it out in the browser, and yeah, adding it to Firefox, it does ask for permission for certain items, and then actually looking through that little bit of text there which I had to copy and paste out. Your browser automatically sends technical and device data to every website you visit and any browser extension you use, including Grammarly. We use this data to prevent fraud, customize the product, and make sure that we follow the laws where you live. This data includes localization as indicated by your IP address. Yeah, okay, fair enough. You're going to transmit the IP address and the browser version information. To make the product better for you and other users, we collect data on which Grammarly features you use. This includes data such when you log in or out, turn Grammarly on or off, change settings or use product features like looking up definitions, blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to see how well it worked coping with some dodgy free open source application names. So it's actually picked up a grammar error there on hello my friends, so it should have been hello comma my friends. But yeah, it's recognised that LibreOffice Console, KWrite, gedit, VLC and mPlayer are all valid spellings for non-applications. Compare this to the default spell checker in the browser. I'm not sure whether this was Firefox or Chrome, but it produced the same result of, not recognising the spelling of particularly many of those applications, only LibreOffice. And talking about LibreOffice, well, that did about the same there. Now I've gone for a particularly short piece of text, but I just really wanted to push it and see how it would work on known applications. And there was a reason for this, because when I've used the Google Docs, I was perfectly happy with them. Trying to point out that, look, free things can work just as well as this pay-for service where you're giving away all your data. And if I compare it to a proprietary pay-for application, Microsoft Office, it's recognised a grammatical mistake and it's got spelling mistakes for the free open source applications, but at least they recognise their competitor, LibreOffice. So what can I really say about it? Well, I know I've only used the weaker features of this, and I know there's other features such as, just trying to think what it's called, the plagiarism checker, but you could use that online and just paste some text into there and see if it's been plagiarised. Oh wow, they're actually giving some bit of advice about it. So I believe actually some of their document it does recognise as plagiarised. It doesn't recognise those couple of paragraphs as being plagiarised. For what? Okay, that's just another feature that could be useful, but the core features of the spelling and grammar, I honestly wouldn't trust Grammarly with it. I mean, it's not really done better than the other applications, and for the enterprise environment, you really should look at just using the proprietary applications or just LibreOffice. And it's barely done any better than Microsoft Office, and that has the spelling and grammar checker built into it and has done for many years. So I think really I have to finish with, if you see a product being prolifically advertised, it doesn't necessarily make it any good. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you all later.